It was an excellent win against Southampton on Tuesday night, but as is the nature of the Championship, it is a relatively short turnaround, and Bristol City will be facing a relegation-threatened QPR side on Saturday, led by Martí Cifuentes. In the hope of making it a perfect 9-point week, Bristol City have already won away at Middlesbrough, and that home victory against Southampton I mentioned under the lights at Ashton Gate. A 9-point week would only cap off what has been a recent period of progress under Liam Manning and game-on-game improvement. But can Bristol City break down this QPR defence and make it 3 wins out of 3? QPR themselves had a very, very disappointing midweek where they played on Wednesday and lost away at fellow strugglers Stoke City, where it was an opportunity for QPR to really reel in Stoke, and with the recent good form that Martí Cifuentes' side had shown, it was a complete disaster, and QPR just could not take their chances and went under 1-0 at the Bet365. However, they will now be looking at this game in an opportunistic way, and will be hoping to get something from here as well. In reality, they absolutely need to get something if they are to close that gap between them and whoever's 21st, because it is a complete line of teams above them at the moment, waiting to be sucked in by QPR. Before that Stoke game, QPR actually went on a decent run where they accumulated 8 points in 4 games. That is top end form. Draws against Huddersfield, win against Blackburn, a win against Millwall, and a draw at home to Norwich. Decent run, but ultimately the run before that massively made up for that 8 points in 4 period, where they were absolutely shocking, and QPR were nowhere near good enough for survival. However, they will be hoping that is a bump in the road, and for their sake, they'll be looking to regain some of their previous form at Ashton Gate on Saturday. From a City perspective, it was obviously a brilliant night against Southampton at Ashton Gate, but this will be a completely different test against Southampton, where we were able to absorb the pressure for the first half, and ability to hit on the counter-attack and be ruthless in front of goal was absolutely brilliant in the second half, and that is how our 3 goals came, especially 2 of them down Southampton's left-hand side, where we targeted Ryan Manning really well, and 2 of the goals from Bristol City did come from that side. Go figure. It was really good from Liam Manning tactically. It won't be the same, obviously. QPR will not be as expansive, and Martí Cifuentes so far has not been, implementing this heavy possession style of football that Ross Martin has at Saints. However, it'll be kind of similar to what we're trying at the moment, where they'll play at the back, but they'll be, I think, a lot more defensively minded and more defensively aware, and aware of our threats, and maybe setting up to stop that. And Bristol City ultimately will probably have to break down the low to mid block. And how we do that? Well, hopefully Scott Twine is back for this game, because he's a massive player and has shown under Liam Manning before that he can, break those defences down. Hopefully, from a Bristol City perspective, we don't get caught out, and then we don't get sucked in and then get hit on the counter-attack ourselves, and ultimately drop points doing that way. Hopefully, we can break down their defence, and hopefully, we can get all 3 points. QPR themselves tend to line up in a 4-2-3-1 shape, but it's not as fluid as what we tried to deploy, or what we have been trying to deploy. We could move to the back 5, but I'd say that's unlikely with Campbell not being available. Who, again, he will miss this one. Hayden Roberts will probably start as a left back, and we won't probably deploy him as a left wing back, because I don't think that suits his abilities. So they have been going with the 4-2-3-1 as well, Rangers, but it's just not been as fluid as what we're trying to do. And that's understandable in the fact that they're in a relegation battle. We don't want to try too much too quickly. Their left back, Kenneth Bale, is obviously a massive threat. He scored, I think, at Ashton Gate last season, and he's a really good player. Ilias, on his day, obviously a match winner for any side, and he's going to be a massive threat if he's at it. But unfortunately for QPR, he hasn't been at it for very, very long. I don't think Chris Willock is going to be available. Fingers crossed he's not. Singer Armstrong is very physical, he's got a lot of pace. But again, he's just not been good enough in front of goal, and that's why QPR have struggled. Hopefully, from a City perspective, we can shut that out. Dicky and Viner. Dicky, he's playing against QPR, ex-club. Hopefully, they can shut those avenues out. Hopefully, there's a game plan. And hopefully, Bristol City can go forward and implement their game and get the 3 points. Despite their league position, it won't be a walk in the park. QPR have improved under Martí Cifuentes, their new manager. However, if Bristol City do have serious ambitions of getting into the top 6, which I think hopefully we have, and do have ambitions and intentions of going on a run to close that gap to Coventry, who occupy 6th at the moment, which is only 4 points, by the way, maybe these are the sort of games Bristol City should be winning. At home, against a side, mentally absolutely gone, hopefully from our sake, after that defeat at Stoke. Hopefully, Bristol City can take advantage of this, and with the fact that we've got Sheffield Wednesday after a week's rest away from home at Hillsborough, who also occupy a relegation spot, Bristol City really should be targeting these next 2 games as another 6 points to add to the tally. However, it's not that easy in the Championship. It never is, and Bristol City never make it that easy for ourselves, do we? So hopefully, we can take advantage of it, and on Saturday in particular, we can make it another 3 points and continue, hopefully, to put pressure on the side currently in 6th. QPR will make it hard for Bristol City, but as I said, if we do have serious ambitions of getting into the top 6, we need to be winning these sorts of games, especially at home, where we have a decent record actually at Ashton Gate recently. So, with the momentum we've been carrying from that Southampton win and the tactical excellence that Liam Manning proved himself to be, and the setup and the flexibility we showed in both halves, hopefully that is slightly modified, slightly readjusted, slightly refined, and hopefully we can get 3 points. I'm confident. That's why I'm going to go for Bristol City to win. I think it'll be tight with the fact that QPR were not outplayed at Stoke. They lost narrowly and have been in a decent run before that, and they will have obviously want to get something from this game away from home with the view to Rotherham the game after that. So hopefully from a Bristol City perspective, we can capitalise on that mental fatigue they'll surely have from the defeat at Stoke and make it 3 points. So for my score prediction, I'm going for Bristol City 2, QPR 1. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below and leave me your score predictions as well. Just finally, I want to touch on the playoff race. And Bristol City, however viable you think Bristol City are as a team and whether or not get into the top 6 or not, that's irrelevant really, because at the moment, the gap between us and Coventry is only 4 points. And with the fact that Sunderland, Coventry themselves drop points, and Hull recently have been having a bit of a stutter under Liam Rossini, this is a decent time for Bristol City to actually be peaking a little bit and start going on a bit of a run, because other teams around us are not particularly covering themselves in glory. I know Coventry before that went on a brilliant run where they were unbeaten for a long time, but they've been stuttering a little bit. Sunderland are inconsistent under Mick Beale. Preston, though, they're doing quite well. They're surging up the league. However, similar to us, I'm not sure how sustainable their playoff push is, us included in that conversation. But at the moment, as it stands, Bristol City are in a playoff race. 11th, yes, there's quite a lot of traffic below and above us, but hopefully there's that little bit of internal pressure on the fact that we should be winning if we are having ambitions of getting into the top 6 this season. Again, not sure how viable that is, but it's nice to be ambitious, nice to be optimistic. But we should be winning against a side in the relegation zone at home at Ashton Gate, where we've just beaten Southampton side who have just gone 25 unbeaten. There's nothing arrogant about that. That's just if we want to be getting into the top 6, where we've put ourselves in a pretty decent position for the last 14 games of the season, Bristol City really should be winning this sort of game. However, it is Bristol City. We don't have a particularly great record of being consistent, especially in recent years. But it's just what I think. What do you think? Bristol City, can they make the playoffs? Not sure. Are they in a playoff race? I think we are. But it's all about building that consistency and winning games where we should be winning. Well, that is it for this match preview. I hope you've enjoyed it. Hit like and subscribe to the Annie Harris Football channel for more Bristol City content in the future. I will hopefully be at Ashton Gate for Bristol City versus QPR on Saturday, so watch out for the matchday vlog after that. Before that, though, before you do leave, Bristol City, as I mentioned, an unbelievable result against Southampton on Tuesday. I was there at Ashton Gate, of course I was, for Bristol City's win. You can watch my matchday vlog on it right now.